Hello, race fans. This is Larry Supermouth Huffman, AMA Hall of Fame announcer, and this isn't Supercross. It's Wednesday! And you're watching Bay Fishing with Roman and Brian. Stand by while the boys teach secrets of bay bass fishing with Roman on his 6-second nitro-burning pedal drive kayak, and Brian in his Cool Baits high-speed dragster boat that he takes out every Sunday. Be there!
What up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday, like Larry just said, and it's Bay Fishing with Roman and Brian. Welcome to the show. Speaking of Brian, you ready? Give me a thumbs up. I'm going to bring you in here. There we go. Here's Brian. Bring him in with a round of applause from the live studio audience. Woo! Oops. There we go. Split. There we are.
What's up, our folk?
How you doing?
Good, man. I read the chat while I'm sitting here, and dude, the excitement level to me is like, holy mackerel, Brian, you better put on a good show because these guys' anticipation level, I don't know, feels high right now. So I'm hoping it's going to be a good one, guys. I got a lot of prep tonight, so a lot of science going into tonight's show. So I hope I can live up to the hype.
Oh, what just happened? Oh, man. Oh, that scared me.
We crash?
No. That's so weird.
Good.
There he goes. Oh, it's weird. I'm back. That's weird. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. Anticipation is good. There we are. For some reason, my screen went blank.
I do appreciate, guys, the encouragement that you're giving me and Roman about the excitement you guys are for Wednesday nights and Fishy Hour. That's cool. Thanks, guys.
Very fun. Very fun. So today's show is going to be a very data-driven, very basically you're gonna learn something today. Okay, so be prepared. As always, feel free to ask questions. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves in the chat. To make it easier on me, if you do have a question directly for Brian while he's doing his presentation, or for me, preface your question with the word question, colon, and then your question, right? And then that'll make it easier for me to spot them. But do just chat away. Have fun. It's a community thing, so enjoy yourselves.
That's right. It's live. That's the best part of it. You guys can stop us, ask a question, and hopefully we can address it.
Has anybody played the new Verdansk yet? New Warzone map yet? Because man, I was planning to play it before the show, and I passed out on the couch like around 5, and then really.
By the time you get on, everybody's gonna be good at it, and you're gonna
be
way behind.
I know. All right, guys. So
now I know what's going to be on your mind for the next hour. The new map.
No, it's good. It's good. We have Pop Top, and then announcements, right? And then you want to go over the agenda, or should we do Pop Top first?
Let's get this Pop Top. I'm super thirsty.
Right,
so let's get this over there.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Rate this Pop Top. Whoa, you took your pre-drink?
No, I have my drink here. I have my drink here.
Okay.
So it's so close. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best Pop Top you ever heard, 1 being the worst, rate this Pop Top.
I hope I got it on the right mic. So LaCroix, as always.
Salty said the new map isn't out yet, so I'm good. Covered.
You can relax now.
Yeah.
It was just a nightmare you had when you woke up.
I know. I woke up. I thought everybody's
I missed it.
A 10, a 9.2, a 9. What? Oh, you got a 9 from Spotty Girl. What?
Oh man, thanks, Spotty. That's the best ever you get me. I finally made out of 7. Man, this stuff smells good too.
Not till tomorrow. A 10 from Saltwater Slayer. An 8, a 9, a 9. Dang, nice job. All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best Pop Top you ever heard, 1 being the worst, rate this Pop Top. Yeah, I didn't get any fizz.
Solid,
no fizz.
Man. That was solid. I'm giving you. I never rate these things. I'm giving that a solid 9. That was a good one.
Nice. All right.
Roman, cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Oh, okay, so tonight's agenda, we're going to make some announcements. Roman already made the big club announcement, making MMFC an exciting new club. Spotty Bowl Kids is over for the month, so we're going to announce the winner for that. He's going to win a $25 gift card, so if you're in that, hang tight. You're going to find out who won Spotty Bowl Kids for that month.
Okay,
We got a
very cool.
new category for Spotty Bowl, so we'll announce that tonight. Cool thing too. We're gonna pick our team up. So Eric came up with a new category, a constant category. So that's one of the cool things about Spotty Bowl is you have so many ways to not just win your money back, but win, and different ways you can fish. So if you're not winning the actual playoff position, you can always try all these little side pods and the team events. So I like that. It's kind of cool. It's a tournament inside of a tournament inside of a tournament inside of a tournament.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to answer a few Fishy Hour questions that people put in Discord. And then our main topic tonight is, I was going to talk about this last week, and I'm so glad I didn't, is fishing scent. And I didn't want to just go in kind of, hey, here's how you apply scent, blah, 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 blah. I wanted to really dive into the science of this stuff, and I had no idea. So I have been researching scent for days, Roman. And the science that goes into this, and what you would never think of in a million years is crazy on this. So we're going to break down the foundation of scent. We're going to go over scent. By the end of the show, you guys will be hopefully very knowledgeable about scent, what goes into it, and what makes it better.
Very cool. Happy birthday, Mark G. Is it your birthday? Happy birthday, dude. Thanks for checking in. You maybe catch a replay if you want, but happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I'm assuming it's his birthday. It said birthday festivities tonight. So
is Chuck E. Cheese back open again? Is that where you're at? that's where I want to have my birthday.
Nice.
I guess Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, this is his birthday. Cool. Happy birthday, Mark. Very cool.
Happy birthday, man.
Hype it up for Mark, guys. Cool. All right, let's roll. Keep it going. And
then last is our My Movie Review, which I do every week. And then that's the show, guys. So stick in there. It's going to be a half hour of announcements just because we're doing a lot of Spotty Bowl stuff. But I guarantee if you hang around for this science of scent, you're going to get something out of it. And you're going to think about scent in a way you've never, ever thought about it before. I expect. Maybe not Coach. He probably knows all this already. But everybody else.
Very cool. Also, Muto, if you want to, do you have time to have Muto call in for a little bit for like another perspective on making sense?
I would like to save Muto for give him a long segment because I think tonight it's going to go long.
Okay, cool.
So Muto, definitely future. If it's not with me and Roman, maybe just Roman, but we'd love to have you on.
Maybe we could do Wednesday or something. I'm sorry, Monday, or even Tuesday. Kind of
whichever day Muto is available. If he wants to do Wednesday, I'd be happy with that too. But
cool. All right.
But yes, Muto, we definitely want that. So maybe this segment will lead up to the science and see how much science Muto put into his too.
Sound in the city. What up? The Real Dreamer.
What's up, Chad, Adobo? Everybody's in here tonight.
Yeah, that's good. So, Soldier of Science. You're right just in time because we're about to get sciencey, dude. We're about to get sciencey.
What is the water temp in San Diego right now? It's in the mid 60s. It's been fluctuating, Roman. We got all the way up to 65 and then dropped down to 62. So it's hovering around the mid 60s right now in the bays.
Yep.
We're not quite at that golden 68-ish, but we're getting close.
I like what you did there, Hyder. Interesting. Making sense, or making sense.
Okay, well, let's dive right into the announcements, Roman, because I know this show is going to go long. So prepare, guys.
Announcements.
It's not going to be Fishy Hour. It's going to be Fishy Hour and a half.
Let's go. I'll play the happy music.
Okay, so first off, I'm going to announce. Let me see here. Let's just get away with the teams. Let's do the teams right away here.
Woo.
So teams.
Okay, so wait, hold on. So there's another part to Spotty Bowl, right? And can you explain the whole thing? Don't just go right into the picking.
Absolutely. So the teams, the way this is going to work, you're going to fish with a partner.
Wait. For somebody that doesn't even know that we're doing teams.
Okay. So Spotty Bowl normally it's fish Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You pick a day of the week you're going to fish, and it rotates bays every other weekend. So we've been doing Spotty Bowl for 12 weeks. We're done with season 1. We're on to season 2. So this week right here, this weekend is starting over. Everybody's at 0, equal playing field. We're all at 0. Season 2, round 1. And Eric, the judge, who's in charge of Spotty Bowl, came up with a category of teams. And so for teams, what Eric came up with is we are going to randomly select 2 anglers out of my hat here, 2 names, and those 2 anglers are going to team up. Not necessarily, they don't have to fish together. They can fish separate days, but they're going to take their 5 best fish between the 2 of them. So if one guy catches all of the 5 best, then it'll be those 5.
Yep.
If it's one catches 4 and 1, whatever their 5 best are.
Their biggest 5.
And they're going to compete against the other teams with their 5 best fish. So I think right now we're at 12 teams. If you're a last second person, you want to get in on this, and you're already signed up for Spotty Bowl, put your name in chat, and I could add you to the hat really quick, but you're going to have to do it right now.
Do you have to pay extra?
It's totally included. Okay, this is the awesome thing. So at first, Eric was going to, say, hey, do you guys want to pitch in $10 an inch? But we got an anonymous donor.
What?
Who threw in $100.
Wow.
Right? And then, I don't know why Eric keeps doing this. Eric's the man. Eric matched it with another $100.
Oh, wow. So, Eric. Dang. Dude.
I know, that's exactly what I said. Eric.
Yeah.
But Eric, thank you. We definitely appreciate you. Don't have to do this stuff anymore. So right now, it's the exact same rules as Spotty Bowl. No artificial lures, no live bait, fishing during tournament hours, codes must be printed. So you're the same hours, you're just teaming up with another person. So as of right now, for first place or for third place, $40. It's split in first, second, third. Second place, $60. First place, $100. And this is just a side category. You're already fishing Spotty Bowl. So if you just happen, you and your teammate do good, then you got another way to win in Spotty Bowl. So thank you, Eric. Thank you, anonymous donor, whoever you may be.
Who knows who the anonymous donor is? Only Eric?
Nobody knows. Only Eric. Yeah. He wants to remain anonymous. That's cool. But I'm going to thank him.
Well, thank you, anonymous donor. That's awesome. And thank you, Eric. Man, you didn't have to match that. That's crazy. That's good. Thank you.
So does anybody else that isn't in this want to enter? I don't see any names, you, Roman. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, okay. Let me give you, there's one cool rule I'm sorry. There's no mulligans. So in regular Spotty Bowl, you take your best 5 out of 6. In this, it's all 6 combined, no mulligans. And, okay. A cool thing that Eric put in this. I'm sorry I'm talking so fast, guys.
No, just keep going.
I know how long the show is going to go. So I gotta get through some of this. Each team, once your team is created, you and your teammate must come up with a team name.
Oh, nice.
And that's how we're going to make when we update where your standings are. You're going to be updated with your team name.
I already know my team name.
Save it.
I just made it up right now. I just made it up right now on the spot.
It's a good one. So that's one thing that you have to have a team name. Okay.
Sorry, teammate. I already picked our team name.
Anybody else want to enter at the last minute here? I don't see anything, so let's go ahead and start. So I'm going to pull in the names, and at home, Eric, our judge, is going to be writing those names down. So if he'll be posting the names on Discord if you're not watching live or you're not watching Fish Hour, which I have no idea why you wouldn't be. Your teammate's name will be posted on Discord.
Oh, the timing on that one was good.
Okay, so I'm going to pull these quick just because the show is going to go long. So, all right, first name. I'm pulling it out of the hat. It's Danny. Danny M. So, Danny, your teammate is...
That's Salty.
No. That's Danny M. Danny Martinez.
Oh, okay, because Danny... Okay, got it. Dang, okay, sorry, Salty. Outed you.
Danny M., your partner is Brian Likes to Fish. Okay, all right, I forgot to... wait, hold on. No announcement there. I forgot to move. So... Eric told me that if two playoff contenders, if I pull 2 playoff people that made the playoffs, he doesn't want them being on a team. So me and Danny both made the playoffs, so I'm going to take my name and put it back in the hat. He doesn't want 2 playoff people that are already made the playoffs teaming up together. Sorry, Danny, that would have been a good combo. So, okay. Sorry about that. I didn't think that was going to happen.
Blocked.
But it did. Okay, so I pulled Dave Fish Perfect. Oh my gosh. I got to pull somebody that is not a playoff, did not make playoffs. Eric K, Danny. Eric K and Danny, our first team. Eric K and Danny. Have fun. Next one is Crow Bassin with Dave Fish Perfect. Crow Bassin, Dave Fish Perfect. You guys are a team. Next one. Tanner Cummings and Jordan. Tanner Cummings, Jordan, you are a team.
feel like I'm leveling up right here.
Leonard is pulling a team with Brian likes to fish.
Oh, damn, it's a power team right there.
Did Leonard make playoffs?
No. But he was like his 8th or 7th.
Okay. Roman is teaming up with Chuck.
Woo! Do I know Chuck?
Chuck. Hopefully not. I like the purpose of this not knowing each other.
Oh, man.
Eric L. You are teamed up with Terry.
Woo. Chuck. Who's Chuck? Chuck, are you in the chat?
Paul, you are teamed up with Max.
Woo.
Paul and Max.
Dave, welcome to the channel. We're picking teams for Spotty Bowl second half season. We're drawing them out of a hat. There's still time to join up if you want to participate. Spotty Bowl is like about $43 and it includes a bunch of stuff. And we're adding this I guess tournament within the tournament. Teams, we're picking them randomly. Best 5 fish each session from 2 people fishing. So check it out. Welcome, Dave.
I think that's George the dude.
George.
Cool. You are teaming up with Alex.
Ooh, there you go.
Alex Norton. There you go. Yeah. Alan, you are teaming up with Jesse.
Nice.
Jesse and Alan. That's a good team right there.
Nice. Oh, and Dave, stick around because after this we're gonna do Brian's gonna do a whole presentation on fishing scents. So
yeah, stick around.
Scents. So it's gonna be a good one.
Okay, Brad, you are teaming up with Adobo and Brad.
Woo,
you are a team.
Briny.
Mark, you are teaming up with Daniel. Mark and Daniel.
Nice.
Muto, you are teaming up with
Todd
Zach
said.
Riggs.
Sorry.
Riggs and Muto.
Zach Riggs and Muto. Woo. Todd said whoever teams up, whoever gets me, whoever gets me, I will make you a trophy. You already won.
Todd, I don't think you were on there.
Todd, do you want to be on the list?
And I think that is it. That is it. Let me double check here. Make sure I got 12 teams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got 12 teams there. So there it is. You didn't get in on this.
Anybody else want to get in on this teams battle? Please type in the chat that you're in. If you haven't been called already and you want to be in, and we'll draw you randomly. And especially if there's 2 of you guys, we'll draw a random team for you too.
So Eric, did you get everything? Type in chat if you did. If I need to read off those names again, let me know.
Chuck, where you at?
Your partner, Chuck. He got it all. Okay, let's move on. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and Eric's got all this. Put this aside. All right, next thing we're going to go over is the Kids Challenge. So the kids have been fishing for a month for a $25 gift card for most species. I've got some updates on that. This is over. So the kids are Zoe, one species, good job getting a fish, Zoe. Kai, 4. His brother Nathan, 4. Miguel got 4. And the winner of this month's Kids Challenge with 8 species is Amir. Good job, Amir.
Nice job, Amir. Woo!
A $25 gift card. Eric, the judge, will get that to you. If you're in Discord, maybe message him so he can figure out how to get it to you. And I'm going to read off his fish.
Chuck joined Spotty Bowl today. All right, so keep going. Sorry, keep going.
Okay, so Amir got a spotty, an opaleye, a halibut, a sculpin, a calico, a sand bass, a largemouth, and a jack smelt. 8 species. That's like everything in the bay.
Nice, Amir. That's very cool.
Job, all right, a few more Spotty Bowl add-ons here. So this weekend, Eric, the judge, of course, he keeps adding these categories and keeps adding his own money, I guess. So. All
right, good night, Mark. Happy birthday. Mark's taking off.
Mark. Definitely watch a replay. Okay, so there's a new category, and Eric, whoever catches the largest halibut got to decide what the category is. It's got a $25 prize if you win this category, and that is smallest other. So it's the smallest other, anything other than a spotty, and it has to be fished during tournament hours and using tournament rules, artificial lures, no bait, etc. So all those, and also it has to include your code during your time. So that's the newest category, selected by Tanner, who chose who caught a 27-inch halibut this weekend. Woo. So good job, Tanner. Okay, it's a lot of talking, Roman. Next kids challenge. Okay, so you kids, you just finished this challenge. You're on to your next. It's from April 23rd to May 13th. You kids are going to be fishing against the guys in Spotty Bowl. So the way you're going to work is you get a little bit of an advantage this month. So you're going to be able to fish, I believe this is right, Eric, all month and catch your best 5 spotties between April 23rd and May 13th. You've got that time period to catch your best 5, and you're trying to beat the guys that are in the tournament's best 5.
Okay, I got it.
It's a point system that Eric has put into Discord, but basically the more people you beat, the more points you get. So if you get all the way up to like 13th place, then you're going to get so-and-so points. So it's a point system, guys, but you're going for your best 5 spotties. Good luck. I want to see a kid top everybody. You've got an entire month to catch 5 big guys. That's a pretty cool challenge. And I don't know what the award for that is. I'm sure it's in Discord. And I think that is it, Eric, unless I'm forgetting anything. Team ups, new kids category. I think that's it, Roman, unless you got anything to add about Spotty Bowl.
I think that's it. Spotty Bowl, if you're not part of it, and now's a great time to do it. It's starting this weekend. Well, second half is starting this weekend, so where everybody's reset to 0. There's 6 spots available for playoffs now. So get in it. If you've been on the fence about it, now's the time to jump in. SpottyBowl.com for all the details and a sign up page. So head on over there. Do we know how many people are signed up, Eric? Oh, 44 people. He knew I was going to ask. 44 people are signed up already. That's awesome.
That's crazy.
It's very cool.
That's crazy.
And
that's a big tournament.
At this point, between Eric's generous donations to the different side pots and other anonymous donors, there's a ton of money available. I know it's not about the money. It's about going out there to fish and have some good time and make it a little bit more interesting. But what makes it a little bit more interesting is maybe you'll be getting some cash out of like a hobby you enjoy doing anyway, right? So it's definitely one of the best bangs for your buck as far as like tournaments go. So just ask Brian. Brian, how much does it cost to go on to just be able to participate in an SBS tournament?
You fish as a team, and it's $250 plus insurance your first time in.
So $250 per person?
No, for the team.
Okay, cool.
Fish from a boat, plus the initial fee is there's an insurance fee. I think maybe $40. You're over $300 basically, and that's one event. Just
to fish one event, and then after that, it's every. Yeah. Go ahead.
That's it. Then every event is you're charged for every event.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, we're fishing like 12 sessions for $40. So anyway, okay, cool. Just making sure the value's out there.
I think the best thing about Spotty Bowl is we're learning a ton. I mean, your spotty skills I guarantee they're gonna improve because you're gonna be out in the same water with the guys. You're gonna be talking and figuring things out and watching people, and you're just gonna become a better angler with Spotty Bowl. So think of a $42 education you're paying for.
Oh, that's a very good point. That's a good point too. Cool.
Okay, one point I wanted to make. You guys all know I made the playoffs. I got #1 seed. So there's no way I can upgrade my position. I'm already at the #1 seed. So something I wanted to open up to some of the, I guess, more beginner anglers or guys that maybe struggling in Spotty Bowl, didn't make the playoffs, and want a little advice. I'm going to be opening up a spot on my boat to fish with me when I fish for Spotty Bowl. So if you're interested in fishing with me on my boat, maybe teaching me some stuff, and I'll teach you some stuff, and pass on some information. I'd love to invite you guys. Just message me. I'm looking for guys that are new. Maybe not just necessarily new or are willing to share information and give information. I'm putting out the invite, guys. I'd love to have you guys out there, and I'd love to show you some tricks and also receive some tricks. So putting that out there, guys. Let me know if anybody be interested in that.
Nice. That's awesome of you, Brian. Very cool.
And the only thing I expect, I don't want any money. I don't want anything like that. All I expect is a positive attitude. And it probably won't be an all day. It probably be a few hours during Spotty Bowl. But I just expect a positive attitude and show up on time.
Cool. And vaccine, no vaccine, or anything?
I prefer a vaccine. If we don't have a vaccine, I'll be wearing a mask the whole time, and I'll probably require you to wear your buff too.
All right, cool. All right.
We're gonna try to social distance during it.
Two Geeks said, Roman, can we get a spot on your PA-14? Oh, that's so funny. Nice one. Cool.
I'm not rubbing it in, Salty. But
no,
man,
he knows.
That quarter inch hurts. Oh, I feel it. Okay, I put a spot in Discord for Fishy Hours questions. Anytime you guys submit those, I want to make sure I address them because I want to take that category for me is pretty serious. If you guys are going in there and asking me a question, I want to answer it live on the show if I can. So this one is more of a Roman question. It's from Baja Dude 96, and he says, Roman, can you upload episodes of Fishy Hour to Spotify, please? Is that something possible, Roman?
I don't think Spotify does video, although I didn't follow the Joe Rogan podcast over there. I'm not sure if they're showing videos or if it's just audio now that it's on Spotify. But here's basically I'm gonna try to go real fast how it works because I do have a podcast, the Spear podcast. So what we could potentially do is we could strip the audio from these episodes and just have the audio version available on Spotify. In order to do so, though, it's going to require us to host the audio file on like a Libsyn server, which is about $14 a month for just to have the file hosted there. And it's $14 a month because it's unlimited downloads. So, like for example, if you have a website and you start to get a bunch of traffic and everybody's going to your website, then eventually your host is going to say, "Hey, man, you're using too much bandwidth. We're going to charge you extra for this much bandwidth that you've used over your allowed limit." Okay. Well, for podcasts or for audio files, we have websites like Libsyn where you pay a certain amount per month. They let you upload a certain amount of data, and then that data is forever on there as long as your subscription is available, and you're unlimited download. So like if you have 100 listeners, if you have 1,000 listeners, every time they download it, it costs bandwidth, but with that service, they don't charge you extra for that bandwidth. Okay. In order to put this show on Spotify, I would have to set that up and go back through the archive and rip out the audio and make it its own file, and like an MP3 basically, and host that file on Libsyn, and then submit the feed to Spotify. But then we'd be good to go. It would just be like about the initial setup might be in like 4 or 5 hours of work on my side. And the ongoing ripping of the files, I can get someone to help me do that. So those would probably be about another 30 minutes to 45 minutes of work per episode. So it'll be tedious. So yeah, the reason I haven't done it yet is because I don't know how this show would do if we stripped out all the video, if it would still hold up just with the audio. I mean, the audio quality is pretty good, and the knowledge being shared is pretty good that you can listen to it. I'm just not sure how it will do on those episodes where we have a lot of visual stuff. And the way we've been recording the show, I haven't been mindful that we might do this into an audio version. So I haven't taken the time to explain things as they're on the screen for people that can't see it. So it's a possibility. If the demand is there, we can do it. So yeah, is that a good question? Is that a good answer?
Possibility. There's your answer. Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, I'll look into it for sure. If there's a way to do Spotify video, that'd be even better because I could just take the video and just put it up. That'd be different. Woo.
Sounds good. Okay. Next question was from Leonard. What baits should I use for lower Otai? I know you guys got a May 1st trip planned for Otai. Gosh, guys, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to make that. I'm going to be in Disneyland that weekend. I got tickets for opening weekend, so I'll be in Disneyland that weekend. But Leonard, next week, before I announce Spotty Bowl announcements, I'm going to give some tips for that lake. So hold on tight, Leonard. I'll give you a few baits to bring, a little bit of my experience on largemouth, and next week I'll address that for you, Leonard. And one more question was from the judge, Eric. Are we allowed to fish the jet ski area? He's meaning Bowling Pin to Island, Roman. When the jet skis are out there, or is that like a area you're not allowed to fish, or is that enter at your own risk? So you as a kayaker, you wanna answer that, and then I'll fill in a little bit more.
Well, even if you're in that ski area, the law is that the jet skiers are supposed to stay 100 feet away from you, or they can't go full blast. There's the speed limit is the speed limit for them revolves around you.
Okay, Roman, how many of those jet skiers obey that law?
No, none of them. I'm just
They
saying,
only have it for an hour.
Yeah,
so.
none of them. So,
Yeah.
people that are on jet skis there, they rent them, or they're just out there to have a good time, and they're kind of being reckless too. So, just enter at your own risk. Make sure you're wearing a PFD. You're actually wearing it in case you get hit. If you survive the crash, you'll at least be floating. I mean, it's like, it sounds messed up, but yeah, it's enter at your own risk. Then also, some of those people don't realize that you have lines out. So if you're gonna be doing that, make sure you're fishing with an active line. Don't drag line on one rod, going that way, and then fish with another rod, because then you'll have two lines in the water that you won't be able to pull up fast enough for these guys to run into, and not you might hurt them, but worse, you might lose a bunch of lines.
Yeah, a leg would not feel good if you're killing that. But my experience is a little different because I'm in a boat, so I'm a muscle out
you're
there
the monster
away
out
from
there.
me. But my experience is when I go through there, my boat puts out a decent wake, and to them that's like a supercross track. I look behind me and they're jumping and zigzagging, and they see me coming in, and I can't even stop because there's so many jet skis behind me trying to jump my wake. It's crazy, but you are allowed to fish there. I would say kayak during the summer, stay out of there. It's too risky, not worth it. Fishing's not that good when all that wash machine stuff's going on anyway in there. If you're going to hit that spot, hit early in the morning or in the evening once the group hunters have all cleared out. Yeah. There is one area, though. If Bowling Pin Island's in the middle and you go north, there's a horseshoe-shaped island in front of Ski Beach. Right to the east of that, inland, there's a protected environmental zone, which is marked by buoys. So you are not allowed to fish in that area right there. You'll see the buoys, though. It marks it. It's really shallow. Can't fish there. And then there's one dedicated jet ski area by South Shore Launch Ramp. So where you're launching your ramp over by SeaWorld, at the very end of that jetty, there's a designated jet ski, only no boats. I don't think anything else is allowed in there in that area. But that's the only areas I know, Eric, that are jet ski only.
Very cool.
And that's all the questions we got. So if you want to do a quick commercial, I catch my breath here, and I'll start on with my science of scent.
Before we jump into the science of scent, fishing lure scents, I'm looking at Spotify, guys, and it looks like they do have a new feature where you can do a video podcast. So I'm gonna look into it. I think right now it's restricted to like ballers, like celebrities and stuff. But if they make it, the creator made videos will start automatically and sync immediately with your audio feed. To start, okay. So, interesting. It seems like that they're definitely looking into it. They're definitely messing with it. And since this channel is not monetized yet with YouTube, there's no restrictions for us to publish it there too. I'm gonna look into it more. Because that looks interesting, just so I can know how to do it too for training purposes. And then one other thing I wanted to say.
I know that platform is popular for like a lot of people that go on hikes and stuff, and they like listen to podcasts or when they're on their walks, you know.
Yeah, I have it too. It's got every freaking song you would ever want to listen to. So.
Oh, I've got Spotify too.
Totally
Premium Spotify.
Yeah, me too. And then the one other thing was we have 31 people in the chat and 25 likes. Please do me a favor and go hit that like button. And let's move on to the educational science of the science of fishing lure scent. Here we go.
Yes. Guys, so this subject to me, Roman, when I first thought about it, I was like, okay, what can I learn about scent before I talk about it? And I dove into reading all the articles I could find, trying to find out, who's like an authority on scent, who's done the research, who's like a legitimate person who has gone in, studied this, has conclusive facts, there's so many videos out there that I watched on YouTube about scents. And it's usually people going to Walmart, buying 3 or 4 scents and spraying them and tossing them out there for one fishing session and giving their conclusions. But it's hard to go off a conclusion like that because
it's hard to jump to conclusions.
Exactly. I don't have a jump to conclusions, Matt, that tells me exactly what scent is going to do. So I tried to find somebody that is like an authority on the subject, somebody that this guy I'm going to talk about, who's my main, the person that I'm getting most of my information from is somebody that studied it for decades, Roman. So
very cool. What's up, Glenn? Welcome.
Compiled information. Yeah. So all the information I'm getting, and I'll reveal who it is in a minute, is from a guy that researched this. He was actually hired by Berkeley so he's a legit guy and this is back in the 80s too. Yeah. To research this subject and to figure out, hey, what's a formula? What do we need to do to make sense? So he's a legit guy. He wrote a book called The Scientific Angler. His name is Paul Johnson. I'd be shocked if Coach hasn't read this. Is that coming through clear?
Yeah.
That is his book, Scientific Angler, Paul Johnson. I do not own this book, but online I was able to get a lot of reference stuff from it. I can't wait. I'm going to buy this book so I can read it cover to cover. I don't think it only talks about scent. It's fishing angler science. It's cool. using the latest underwater research to improve your fishing catch. So that's the book. That's where I'm getting most of my information from. And I love this subject, Roman. I had more fun researching this. I love doing the fishing line history, but it was nothing compared to this. This is actually cool. I'm not doing it. This is not like a history like fishing line was. I know we're coming up on hooks and Mission Bay history, but this is more science. So hopefully when I'm done with this, you guys will be able to use this knowledge to help you catch more fish. There's a thing I'm going to be using, a word I'm going to be using a lot, a vocab word. I don't know if this is a new word to me. I don't know if it's new to you, but underwater smell tracks. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh yeah, I would imagine those as like slick lines, right? Like
yeah, it's exactly what you think in your head. Underwater. But he refers to this as underlying smell tracks. That's what he refers to anytime he's talking about scent. So I'll be referring to underwater smell tracks, and you'll figure that out as I talk more about it. And the subjects he's talking about for underwater smell tracks, there's actually 3 different kinds. There's a negative, a neutral, and a positive. So I think we can kind of figure out what each smell track is. A negative, obviously, just like the word, it detracts fish. So a scent that is going to detract fish. They're not going to be interested in that. So a detract. A neutral is one that a fish doesn't detract, or it's not a positive. It doesn't attract them. So there's actually neutral scents out there that fish are just like, whatever.
This is already like pretty awesome. Just that and then itself.
And then there's positive. And a positive scent track is something that the fish keen in on. That's a positive, just like you would think of a positive fish track. Like when you wake up that Sunday morning and you smell that bacon being cooked, and you're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a good morning. That's a positive
nice
scent track. So, but we're gonna go over those. Okay. So those are the 3 different ones. Okay, something I didn't know about fish. Okay, so we have pretty good scent, right? We can smell bacon a mile away. We can smell something being cooked. We know what we like to smell, right? Like you smell something, you're walking down Disneyland Main Street, you smell that cotton candy or those churros, you're like, oh, this is awesome. Puts you in a good mood. You like it, right? And we know that dogs, right, have a way more sensitive than a human. They have they say like 1,000 times more sensitive. Dog, they use them to sniff bombs. They use them to sniff cadavers. They use them to sniff out cancer. These dogs sniff everything. But did you know that a fish, because scent in water, right? Like if you think of scent in air, it disperses quick, right?
Yeah.
But scent in water will actually hold its position. It'll actually last longer. So scent will last a lot longer in water, which kind of makes sense. And a fish has 1,000 times more sensitive smell. Some species more than others, obviously, than a dog.
Damn.
So if you think about how sensitive a dog's nose is, and I had no idea fish were so sensitive to smells. They say he says 1,000 times more sensitive because it's amplified in that water.
So I want to pause you for a second. I know.
Yes.
Then there's probably a true thing, and I'm sorry if I'm jumping ahead of you here. There's probably a true like old wives' tale or whatever, old angler's tale, like where they say, "Oh, I don't wear sunscreen because it gets on the lures." Like
you're jumping way ahead.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get everywhere here.
Go ahead.
We will get there. So okay, so the fish 1,000 times more sensitive.
So
than a dog.
That's 10,000 times more sensitive than humans. I just did a little math.
And I'm sure it varies from species to species. Good job on that math. Who knows that? By the way, you can ask me about that trophy in the background later. We'll get to that. So 1,000 times more sensitive. So fish are really keened in on what's in the water. And a good example of that is if you've ever taken chum, which I've seen Coach do personally, and you put it in there, like a chum ball or something behind your boat, it attracts fish from everywhere. So they can smell that. They say that they can smell. In his book, he gives an example of a fish can smell a drop of scent in 500,000 barrels of water. 500,000 barrels of water. So
the hell is 500,000
if you think of
barrels of water?
They're super keened in on scent. It's crazy to me. So okay. Paul Johnson, that's the guy that wrote the book. He's one of the first guys that did underwater research. So not only did he research by observing fishing, but back before GoPro, before a lot of people were diving, he was a guy that was down in the water for hours observing fishing boats, observing fishermen, and not so much with just scent, just seeing how fish were reacting to certain things. So the guy spent a long time underwater with this research, and that's how he compiled some of this information, was just observing. And I wish he had a GoPro back then. So
for those of you wondering what how many gallons in a barrel, that's 42 gallons of water per barrel. How many barrels was that?
500,000.
Dang. Oh man, that's a ton of gallons.
That's a lot of math. Good luck doing that. Go ahead, try to do that math while I look at this.
500,000. 1, 2, 3.
Calculator, go that high.
Times 42 gallons. What? 21 million gallons of water.
That's a big swimming pool.
That's a huge swimming pool. I'm there.
Yeah. All right.
Hopefully it's deep too. Woo.
Okay, so I'm gonna share a story that he writes about in his book. Basically, he's two guys are fishing in a small boat, and they're both using the same line, the same lure, the same setups, the same everything. And he set it up that way so that he could observe the way this is going. They're not using scent. They're just fishing. He's observing the lures they're using, how they fish. And one of the guys is catching all the fish. He's throwing them in, pulling one in, and they're fishing within 10 feet of each other, same boat. And he's like, okay. He watches this go on for like a half an hour. One guy's out fishing the guy 10-1. He's catching all the fish. And so he gets out of the boat and he says, okay, I want to watch to see what you're doing. And, try to figure out what's going on above the surface too. And he observes the guys and he can't quite figure it out. And then he starts looking at the small details. And the guy that wasn't catching the fish, I guess when they left the dock, they were having a little motor problems. And the guy opened up the motor case, kind of figured something out, hitting the primer ball. I think you know where this is going. Yeah. And he was also, after that, he was also a smoker.
Oh.
And what he noticed was every time that guy would touch the line, tie a new rig, touch the line, cast it out with your thumb, getting that on there, that those oils and that petroleum and all that stuff that he's been touching was affecting his fishing line. And that is when he came with the idea of, okay, so maybe fish have smells they don't like, a negative scent trail. So from that, he started to think a little different ways. Like, okay, well, maybe we shouldn't be thinking about. I know what you're gonna say. Let me finish real quick.
No, I'm not gonna say. I just want to hold off. This is a good, perfect spot to kind of like have everybody's attention. I can tell. I can hear everybody writing. I'm getting some knowledge on my brain right now. I know you're learning something, guys. Brian is taking a lot of time to make this, do this research and present it to you guys. I feel like I'm learning something right now, and I just want to make that special mention of that and remind you that if you're here, hopefully you're learning. Please do hit that like button. It's a perfect time to invite somebody to the show. I'm gonna put that in the chat real quick, so they don't miss out on this great information. Fishy Hour share. So if ever there was a time to invite one of your friends to here that's been struggling with fishing, Brian's dropping some really good knowledge right now, guys, and it'd be fantastic if you could invite some people. And there we go. Cool. All right, proceed, Brian.
So the guy that wasn't catching the fish, at the beginning of the day, he handled petroleum products, oils, got pumping that primer ball, got gas on it, and he was smoking at the same time. And so, like I said, Paul Johnson, the author of the book, came up with an idea. It came to his head. He said, "Oh, well, maybe something negatively is affecting the scent. Maybe these fish don't like what he's doing." So they continued throughout the day, and the guy that had the petroleum products, he came to a conclusion that the only reason he wasn't is because when he was tying his lures, handling that bait, casting it, he had got some of that oils on there, nicotine on there, some things that fish may not like.
Unless
and
it was a
that
smoker
was his
fish,
conclusion for that day. Yeah. So
that's awesome.
That's kind of where the negative track, that's where the negative smell track came from. That's where he started thinking that route.
Yeah,
So,
that makes sense. And when you first mentioned it today, it was like, oh, dude, that makes sense. Yeah. We always think about, what's going to attract the fish?
Yeah, exactly. We don't think about that. Okay, so step 2. I'm going to tell another story, and this kind of leads to something else. Okay,
like
so
this.
he decides this, so he's going to go out and he's going to try to come up with a scientific way to prove that fish don't like certain smells. Not that they don't just like stuff, but they don't like things.
That's
So
cool.
he said the best way to probably do this would go and find salmon, because they smell, they're going through the rivers, they're going upstream, and they use their sense of smell very heavily, I think, when they're going upstream, because they're trying to find a specific location. So he said this is going to be the perfect time to test this theory. So he built a device. He found a stream that had a fork in it, a right and a left.
Oh, dang.
And when
This
he
guy's
watched
freaking
this,
smart.
the salmon were going basically 50-50. Half of them are going right, half of them are going left. So he built a device for the right and the
doomsday
left
device.
side.
What?
Yeah.
I was
He
kidding.
built a device that the salmon would have to travel through. No matter if they go right or left, they're going to go through this device.
That's so cool.
And what he did was he knew that he was trying to figure out, okay, what would salmon not like? And what I'm sure the scariest thing a salmon comes upon is a bear, right? Because the bears are out there. That's like chicken nuggets coming up the river for them. They're like, okay, grabbing them. So he gets a bear scent. Don't ask me how he got bear scent, but he got bear scent, and he puts it on the right-hand side. And immediately when he does that, the instant reaction is all the salmon go left. So
Wow.
that instantly tells him that, okay, these fish aren't just smelling for food, looking for stuff to eat or looking for something they may like. They're also smelling for stuff they don't like. So instantly that tells him. So he does it on the other side just to make sure. He goes to the left, then they all go to the right. So he tests this.
Dang, salmon.
Yeah, so they are smelling for things that triggers their little pea brain that says, that's not good, I got to go this way.
Go this way.
Bear scent was one thing. And then in a human, we actually have oils in our hand. Let me look up the big word. It's called L-serine. I've never heard of this.
That's pretty awesome.
L-serine, with not E-L, L-serine.
Just the L.
And I guess it's like a oil that comes in your hands. I don't know. The human body puts it out, and it's like a scent. Like if you don't wash your hands for a long time.
Ew, gross.
I don't know, I've never heard of that word. This is something I learned, which I'm glad I learned a new word.
Human oils. Woo. L-serine.
And so he got the L-serine, the scent.
Sounds like
Don't ask me how he
Latin
got
dude.
it. Don't ask me how he got L-serine, but he got it. And the second, he did the same test that he did with the bear.
No way.
He put that in the water, and instantly the salmon don't like the smell of human. So he would try it on right, try it on left, same conclusion. They would smell the scent of human, L-serine, from your hands, and they'd say, forget that, I'm going left, or I'm going right. So he proved that those fish don't like the smell of the L-serine, the oils in your hand.
And so we already established that the fish's scent sensitivity is is 1,000 times greater than the dog's, which is 1,000 times greater than a human. So it makes it 10,000 times greater than a human scent or human smell.
Yeah, and I'm sure that varies because we all heard
Yeah.
sharks can smell a drop of blood in a mile of water or whatever.
That's about right.
I'm sure that it varies from species to species, but I think he's just saying that it's kind of like a general rule of thumb.
Right. So I'm trying to figure out like I'm trying to visualize like a drop of or like how much human scent on a line while you're tying it, you know? That's probably like damn.
Yeah, and we're gonna get to that.
Shoot. All right, sorry, keep going.
No, hey, I love that you're interested.
Hit me in the chat with the mind blown icon if you guys are mind blown right now. Mind blown icon if you have it on your phone.
This is how this guy is figuring out negative smell tracks is what he calls it. So he's going a way that I would have never gone. We're always thinking positive. Right? We're always thinking positive. We're never thinking the negative. What could we be doing that's scaring the fish or they don't like? You know, I mean, everybody's probably talked about this, but I think we've been thinking the wrong way. We've always been thinking positive. So negative scent tracks. So he gives a list of items that he figured out that were negative. Fish do not like these. Do not avoid these. So we've already learned one, which is an L-serine, human scent from your hand, from your skin, wherever that comes from. They don't like that. So you're asking, well, how the heck do I touch my line without my hand? How do I touch my lures? You know, no matter what I'm going to do, I'm going to get that on there, right? Well, he says that if you use, we're going to get into this too a little bit, let's just talk this general for now. Keep your hands clean. Let's say that. Keep your hands clean. Just like a chef does, you know what I mean? They keep their hands clean. They're not mixing stuff. They're keeping their hands clean. So as a fisherman, especially if you're a mechanic, Eric, keep your hands clean from some of those petroleum products.
What if you wash your hands with chum?
We're gonna get to that.
Oh, okay, sorry.
We are gonna get to that. I promise. I know. I'm so happy that you're asking this question.
That's so good.
I've already got the answers. Okay, so the only thing he could come up with: keep your hands clean. Try to just keep them clean. Maybe clean them throughout the day. We're gonna go over how to clean them too, so that doesn't have sense. So, and he said for that human scent will come off, but he says it takes about 6 to 15 casts. You think, okay,
oh wow,
I've touched the lure, I've touched the line, I'm gonna cast it in, reel it in, it's gonna come right off. He says it takes 6 to 15 casts for that scent to come off your lure or line. So it sticks on there. It sticks on there. You think, okay, whatever, they're not gonna smell it much. And you know what? Remember, all of this is just theory in this guy's conclusion, but he's put a lot of time. We're talking decades of time into this, a lot of research. And this guy to me is like the authority, I think, on this subject. Berkeley thought it. I'm thinking it. So there's not many places where you can get this much information. So I'm going to trust what this guy's telling me. Okay. Number 2 thing. This is something that I'm horrible about. And when I read this, I was like, oh no. Airborne chemicals. Okay. What are some of the airborne chemicals?
Exhaust.
Where do we store? Oh yeah. Where do we store our rods, Roman?
Right above the motor.
Well, no, I'm talking at your house. Do you store them under your bed, or you store them in a closet? Where are you storing them?
In the garage.
Yeah, me too. I'm in my garage. Yeah. I got poles everywhere, right here. What else do I have in my garage? I got my dirt bike. I got my quad. I got the scooter. I got the pressure washer. Yeah. I've got my gas weed whacker over there. You've got all these things in here, right? And every time you pull into the garage in your car, if you park your car in there, you're letting that thing run for a few seconds for it and shutting that garage door. What are you creating?
Saturated, dude.
Okay.
You're soaking your rods in exhaust.
I'm going to give you an example of something like this. When you go to the casino, Roman, you've got your Vegas outfit on, you're rolling big.
Tuxedo.
You're either in Vegas, you're at Barona, you're somewhere.
Trying to get the comps.
And I'm assuming they're still allowing smoking in casinos. I haven't been to a casino in a while. And you get home from that casino.
What's
the first thing you notice?
I have like the bubblegum cigars, the bubblegum cigarettes.
But I'm serious. What do you notice when you get home from a casino, like when you've been there for hours?
Stink.
Dude, if you're around smoke and you get home, you will smell that instantly. And this guy has proven that by storing your fishing poles in areas where you keep petroleum products like gas, where there's exhaust fumes, there's oils, there's all these scents, your fishing line and fishing gear, your fishing lures, everything that is stored in there will absorb that scent.
Oh my God, dude.
And I know this is hard to get away from.
Now we need
I,
like
I,
back. Oh, even if we try to put our rods like in like some airtight container, it's still made out of plastic. Dun dun dun.
I
It has to be like a
know,
black.
and, you
It'd be
know,
like a
we
glass. Sorry, glass
have
airtight
go.
container.
I know we have to think logically here, though. I mean, you know, we keep our stuff in the garage. Where the heck are we going to keep this?
Sterilize it.
Our families will kill us if we start building a room to sanitize room to store stuff. But
If I build my Game of Thrones chair with the rod sticking out of the back in the living room, sweet.
in a sanitized room.
But that'd be my.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so think about it though. You're storing it with your weed whacker 2 feet from it, and those fumes are literally gonna. That braid is like a fabric, almost like a shirt,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
So, and that braid, we keep that stuff for a year, sometimes 2 years. Some of us, you know, so it sucks in that airborne fumes, and that is something he found is one of the things that fish do not like the most, is that type of petroleum fume, which is gasoline.
Oh.
And it makes sense because okay, Roman, you go to bite something and you taste like a petroleum product, and like you're instantly gonna be like, oh, you're gonna let go. You're not gonna like that. Or if you walk into a house and it's got like a gassy smell to it, you know, imagine your 10,000, your nose is 10,000 times more sensitive. You're not gonna like it. So that his conclusion was that airborne chemicals are one of the worst things. And how do we transport our poles? In our truck, in the back, all that fumes. Have you ever sat in the back of a truck while it's going down the road? I'm sure you have. Dude, those fumes like come back, all the freeway fumes, and that is sucking it in. So that is one of the negative scent tracks that you need to watch out for.
Aren't those little like fruit snacks? Little fruit snacks. They're in the shapes of fruit. They're like come in different flavors. Those are petroleum based. They also give you cancer.
I think he means. I'm not thinking he means like what you're thinking though. I think he means petroleum based, like
I know.
fuels,
Like fuels and oils and
you know what I mean? That kind of stuff.
Okay. Oh man, this is bad. Lubricants.
All of that stuff. So if you're talking, okay, I was gonna get to that. So okay,
That ain't right.
Remember when I did the real
Canceled.
maintenance 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And I said, okay, first thing you got to do before you start touching all these oils is remove your spool, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to get that stuff on your line. I hadn't read this yet, so I wasn't thinking that. I just assumed that you don't want to get that on there.
Yeah.
Now I know. Before you even pick up that little oil thing that you got in your thing, before you even touch that,
take
that braid out, put it aside, and then do all and make sure you clean all that excess oil off there.
It's totally worth it to cut whatever lures on there and spool the thing completely up and take the whole thing completely out. Don't leave it through the guides, whatever. Damn.
Yeah, in his research, which I'm trusting, he was saying that was one of the number one detractants. If you had that on your line, if you had that on your lure, that's a huge detract. Not saying you won't catch a fish, because we've been catching fish, right?
Right.
But I believe all these little things add up. So maybe this is something we can now think about. He said nicotine. Nicotine was the smoke from nicotine. If you smoke and you keep your fishing gear in a room where you're smoking, or you keep it in the garage when you go out there and smoke at night or whatever, he said that's a huge another detractant with nicotine smoke.
That Dave says, "Honey, I need a dedicated fishing shed." No, you can't even look in here. That's so good. And then let's see. Great. Friend of the fish, Flash. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Great. Now I'm supposed to feel bad about my sanitized fishing room. That's so funny.
I think what we're getting to is maybe just keep it far away from that kind of stuff if you can.
Salty said, "Be right back. I'm soaking all my spools in garlic."
Yeah. We're gonna get to that too, Salty. Remember, we're at the negative. We haven't hit neutral. We haven't hit the one we're all waiting for.
Start with the bad news before I give you the good news.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we haven't got to pause. Okay, so next thing he says, any chemical on your line. There's some manufacturers out there that make stuff to spray on your line, maybe UV protectant, etc., softeners, and maybe you're using those and maybe you like them, maybe you're working, but this particular guy says he would stay away from any type of chemical that's going to go on your line. Any type of chemical. Just think about it, Roman. When you open up that, go ahead.
I have a question. So even brand new line that's like the green line, where it's like, you gotta get the plain line. Don't get any fancy colors because that bleeds, right?
I don't know. I mean, where do you how far do you take this? You know what I mean?
I'm just going back to the bear trap, dude. I'm just going back to the doomsday device in the river.
Yeah.
Bear scent, human scent. If the fish are shifting that drastically, I mean, to me, that's science. Science. It's proven.
It's definitely science.
So,
it's definitely science.
Oh man.
But remember, we're fishing for an aggressive fish, so maybe he's not. You know, I mean, this percentages add up. You'd start taking care of all these little items, and maybe you're going to be 3% better, maybe 5% better. You do this, you get 10% better.
And next thing you know, you're winning Spotty Bowl. Boom.
Yeah, boom. You're number one seed. That's going to last for about 12 weeks. Sorry, Salty. Quarter inch. Dang. Whew, that's rough.
Oh,
all right.
Damn.
Where was I? I've totally lost my no, I'm just kidding. Okay, so next thing he says, so chemicals, keep those off your line. That's definitely a no-no. Okay, next thing. This is a big one. This is a hard one because we all do this. Sunscreen, bug repellent, and scented lotions.
Ooh.
I know.
Not my scented lotions. No. Just kidding.
Yeah,
I don't wear it. So
there goes.
I'm lucky on that part because I'm allergic to most of the. I think it's shea butter they put into the sunscreen.
Mm-hmm.
One of those ingredients really bugs me. It gets into my eyes and I just like over. So I don't wear sunscreen. I always just cover like long sleeves, gloves, gaiter, hat. Make sure everything is covered. So at least I don't have that unless my clothing softener is also a factor. Dang it, Downey, why?
No more softener sheets. All right, so let's break this down a little bit. Sunscreen. So of course, I'm always putting on sunscreen. If I don't put it on, I'm gonna burn. I do like to wear a buff. I do wear my hat. I do wear my long sleeve shirts. You know, everything I can. But occasionally, I have to put on sunscreen, right? Okay, so when you do that, you're gonna have to keep your hands clean. Put your fishing gear aside. After you've applied it, make sure you don't have any excess on your hands. He says that's a big repellent. They do not like the smell of the chemicals that are in there. It's actually a big repellent. It's sunscreen, bug repellent. It's in the word repellent. So bug repellent, don't get that on your gear.
What's up, Sam?
Make sure your hands are clean. Same with lotion. So
I think organic sunscreen would still be the same.
I would say it would be better. But I'm not the authority. He just generally says sunscreen. Yeah. But I know, like, you get the
organic or non-organic. It has the word sunscreen in it. I would consider it part of the do not add to the.
Yeah. Yep. And the main thing is keep your hands clean. Don't get on there. And I think of all the times, Roman, where I've had like that spray sunscreen, and I'm just like, and it's misting in the air.
All of your rods. Oh.
You know what I mean? How many times have you done that? And I've done that where you're just, you know what I mean? It's like in the wind, it's like a cloud. And you imagine, and you're gonna be thinking of this a whole new way now when you put on that kind of sunscreen. Like, get away from my gear, you know.
Are you launching at the beach? You're launching at the beach, and some Yahoo is on the beach spraying himself with sunscreen upwind. You're like, no.
There goes my day. Exactly. Okay, so another thing, perfume soap like Axe body spray. So we all want to smell good, you know. Girls like
want to smell good for the spotties. Oh yeah.
Essence, and girls like their smells. Guys like Old Spice and what's another one? Axe and Irish Spring. You got to smell good, right? He's saying no, don't do that the day of fishing because that stuff will linger on you and that'll get on you. So. Guys, day of fishing.
No shower pass. Score. Don't shower before you go fishing.
He says stay away from those type of things. No perfumes, no colognes, no Axe body sprays, none of that.
Yeah, I don't use any of that stuff. I think the only thing I use is like unscented deodorant, and I avoid any kind of scented stuff like for the same reason that I avoid like sunscreen. So it just bothers me. So I'm good on that one.
Okay, so I'm going to cut that list, of neutral. So we're getting an idea of what is a negative effect. Okay, let's get into neutral. Neutral to me is interesting. It's something that the fish really don't care one way or the other. They don't dislike it. It's not a positive. It's just neutral. So it's a substance that's not going to affect your gear. So this is, now this is going to answer the question of how do I wash my hands? What kind of soap? I can't use my bar of lava soap. I can't use my Irish Spring. What am I going to use? They sell a biodegradable detergents and no perfume soaps. I think he mentions Dove specifically. Like I think Dove makes like a sensitive skin, no scent. And he's saying that is the one he recommends. And then the main thing he wants you to use is a biodegradable detergent. I've never heard of that. I'm going to have to check to see what that is. But he says keep that on your boat. After, if you work on your motor or you've got something on your hands, use one of those things, clean them up, and then go right back to fishing. I mean, you're in kayaks, I'm in a boat. This is probably not going to happen, but that's science. That's what he's saying to do. Oh, yeah, a neutral thing. This is kind of cool. Soda and fruit drinks are neutral. Fish don't dislike them. They don't care. So if you spill your soda or get soda on your hand,
they love stevia. They love specifically black cherry stevia.
Yeah. So if you spill that all over your reel, you're fine. It's neutral. They don't care. This is interesting. Fresh water. So you don't think about fresh water, but salt water. You know, if you're using fresh water for some reason, that's a neutral substance. They don't care about that. This is a very interesting one to me because some guys that you fish with, I mean, sometimes you just got to go, right? You're out on the water, and dudes are dudes.
Yep.
They're gonna go over the side of the boat. They're gonna empty the bait tank, whatever you guys call it. Urine is a neutral substance. They don't care. So you can go for it, man. You can get it all over your hand, Roman, on an accident, and keep fishing, not worrying about it.
It neutralizes a L. What was it? L cert. What was it, oil?
You don't want to wash your hands that way. They're seeing you don't. Yeah, I mean you can. Nasty. It's a neutral substance. I guess if you're thinking forward, Roman, how to wash your hands, I would highly recommend that.
There you go.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Do not do that. So it's a neutral substance. Other neutral things, vegetation, grass, leaves, those are all neutral. So vegetation, when you're pulling that eelgrass off of that moss or all that leaves, however you're fishing, that's a neutral substance. He mentioned something called anise oil. I have no idea what that is. So that type of oil is a neutral substance.
Jesse's saying something important. You have to make sure to use a biodegradable soap because otherwise the soap will coat the fish gills and they can't breathe. Oh, interesting. Awesome, that's what he's saying, biodegradable. Yeah. Good point, Jesse. Thank you.
Let us know where you get that biodegradable soap, Jesse. I've never heard of that until I'm researching this. Okay, here's the biggest neutral one. This is going to be big for a lot of guys.
These are neutral. Huge. These are neutral, guys, so you don't want to use these. These are just...
No, these are neutral. You can. Neutral is in the middle.
I mean by like...
negative. It's not positive. Right. It's just neutral.
Right.
You
would use these
to get... at all.
You use these to get you back to neutral. Don't go out of your way to get something... Like, don't... What is it? Don't pee on your braid.
No. That's not what he's saying. He's saying, but if you did get that on there, it's not a negative. It's a neutral.
Yeah, right.
It's not a positive. It's not a negative. It's a neutral. Okay, last thing that he mentions on here, and this is going to be huge to a lot of you guys. So when you guys are out there and you're drinking your Paps, you're drinking your Mickey's Big Mouth, you're drinking your King Cobra, you're drinking your Busch or Old Milwaukee or Sam's or whatever you're drinking, Carl Strauss.
Wait, you all of a sudden you got fancy?
All right, Natty Ice. You're drinking Natty Ice. There we go. Sorry. You're drinking your Bud Ice. Alcohol is a neutral. So go ahead and give a round of applause, Roman. Alcohol is a neutral substance. It does not affect your fishing. So if you spill your drink, you're good to go.
How many anglers, if it was a negative, how many anglers would give up drinking?
0.0.
Exactly.
But it's good to know that I don't know. Maybe Budweiser told him to put that in his report, and they're like, "Hey, maybe
Fresh one." So Fresh one's got a question. I think he might have just jumped in. What about cigarettes? I've seen old salt dogs smoking away and catching tuna on trips without skipping a beat. Yeah, for the most part, smoking and smoke on your gear is a deterrent. It's not even.
In this guy's study, that was a negative smell track. They do not like the smell of that. Okay, here's my theory. We've talked about this before on smoking and guys catching fish while smoking. I just talked about this with my fishing buddy this weekend because we think that, and I know we've talked about this, that when smokers cast out, they're reeling and they grab to take a puff and they take that pause, that 3-second pause, and then they go back, right? And they're probably getting hit on that pause. Mm-hmm. And that is one of the reasons why I think that myth of smokers catch more fish it's because it's slowing them down. They're pausing and they're getting bit on the pause.
It's like the same
More
principle
so
as
that-
it's the same principle as Cheeto eaters get more fish, right?
There you go. Yeah.
I cast.
Anything that's distracting you while you're reeling it in.
Get your hand off that reel.
Yeah, I've got a good story to tell about that, but I don't have time. But yes, it's just the pause. Bink, you are all over here. The pause is what I think that comes from, not the smoke. He's saying don't smoke, don't get smoke on your line or your lures. Okay, smell track. So where was I? Alcohol. So yeah, you're good to go. Alcohol is a neutral. It's not positive. It's not negative. Like I said, I don't know if Budweiser or Anheuser-Busch paid him to say that, but in his report, he's saying it, in his conclusion, it had no effect. All right, now we're getting into the fun stuff. Positive. This is what you guys have been waiting for.
Dun, dun, dun.
What do these fish like?
Hang on. Before we go on with the positives, this is the stuff you want to put and add to your fishing arsenal. Do me a favor, hit that like button. I see 41 people in here, 35 people, 41 people in here, 35 likes. I can do math. Do me a favor, go over there and hit that like button if you're watching and you're participating in the chat. You might have to exit the chat if you're watching from your iPhone or tablet or other device, and then come back in the chat so we can continue this conversation. It's I think it's going swell. Swell. I think it's going great. And what else? I'm spacing. I was going to say something else. All right. When I remember, I'll interrupt again. So
Absolutely. All right. Positive. This is what we've been waiting for. What do these fish like? This guy has done research for decades, and this is his conclusions. He did the work for us guys, so we've got to thank that guy somehow. But he's still around, so we got to thank Paul. Okay.
All right.
Remember I talked about underwater smell tracks. So the underwater smell track. Go ahead. Thought about it.
Jesse came back with the answer. He said it's called Camp Soap in a green bottle. You can find it in most outdoor stores. I use it to bathe and clean dishes when backpacking. There we go. Thanks, Jesse. That helps. That's the one. That'll get you back to neutral if you've handled your engine or you accidentally smoked a cigarette.
Smoke something.
Or you put sunscreen on. You put your sunscreen on. So you put your gear away. Open the sunscreen, put sunscreen on, get everything done, and then wash your hands with this, what is it called? Camp Soap. Biodegradable, right? And
biodegradable detergent, yeah.
Yep, biodegradable detergent. And then you can once again touch your stuff. While you're fishing, though, be careful. If you scratch your face, you have sunscreen on there. And now it's it's everywhere. So you got.
We're gonna be like the boy in the fishing bubble. That's how we're gonna end up.
Exactly.
Nobody touch anything.
Exactly.
I've got it all clean. Okay. Positive. So underwater fish smell tracks. That's what we're talking about. If you're just tuning in, and this is things that positive, which fish like. Okay, this is an easy one. We know this. Tink. I'm gonna have to get Tink out. He's really smelling all this stuff. Got laid out here.
It's also a cat attractant.
Exactly. I've got like 10 different scents over here, and it attracted him out of the forest and into my boat. Yeah. Okay, something
you look up, there's like 20 cats on your
just one that just is, I don't know what's going on with him. Okay, fish extracts. So fish extract, which is like fish oils, fish extracts are something they're very attracted to, and that's like one of the, if you look at any of these fish scents that I'm going to show you, most of them have some kind of fish extract in them. So that's something that he found. I mean, that's pretty easy to figure out, fish extract. Next thing he found out was bait fish guts. So not just the fish and the extracts, but the actual guts. And anytime you've seen somebody chumming, they don't just take a portion of the fish, they grind it all up, right? So bait fish guts, that's one thing. Okay, now we're getting into a couple interesting ones. We already knew those two. That's easy. We knew that. This is a very interesting part of it to me. Okay, so there's always a guy, right, on the boat who catches that first fish, right? There's 20 people fishing on a cattle boat. Guy catches a fish, reels it in, takes it off real quick, throws it back in, or throws it in his bag, casts out again. He gets another, casts out again. He's getting another. Everybody's like, what the heck? He's the hot stick. He's a hot hand. What is he doing? What makes him do that? And guess what fish like the smell of?
Other fish. Oh, fish slime?
The slime on their body. Okay, so your hand. Okay, you get your fish, right? You've touched that slime, right? You've got the hook out. You've rubbed that slime on your line. When you casted, your thumb had it on it. It's got that fish slime on your lure, right? So those fish will smell that fish slime, and they feel comfortable. They're attracted to that. So sometimes after you've caught your first fish, think about this, Roman. You've caught one, right? You've thrown them back in.
No
How many
skunk.
times do you get hot? You're like, when it's on, we say. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're catching one, two, you haven't caught all day, but you caught that first fish, right? And then you catch 5 in a row.
Yeah.
This guy found out in his studies that the guy that catches the first fish, the guy that after he catches his first fish, consistently starts catching more and more. Because the more you catch, the more you're handling them, right?
Yeah.
The more of that slime you're getting on your line, the more of that attractant that they like is getting on your lure. So it's like a wheel that keeps on producing this.
Next time I'm on a charter boat, if anybody catches a fish before I do, I'm gonna wait for them to walk away. I'm gonna go to the fish bag. I'm gonna be all over there massaging their fish. Woo! Give me some of that fish slime.
I'm gonna share a story about that exact experience.
What?
Roman, you're good. You're good. You think about these things, but I'm gonna share a story with that guy where he talks about that.
No way. All right. Let's go.
So think about it.
37 likes, 40 people watching. Please do hit that like button, guys. This is really good stuff.
It all like starts clicking in my mind. I never thought about, okay, I catch one halibut, right?
Yeah.
And those halibuts are slimy, right? You got that junk all over you by the time you get that fish off normally, and you've got it on your line. And then I always say, when you catch one, what do? Cast it in, try to catch another, because they're usually around.
Yep.
Maybe that theory is you caught that one, you've got that slime on there now, and we've got to think too that another way, which I'm going to get to, is they don't smell what was on there before. That has masked the smell. So
of your deterrents.
Let's say you're fishing an iron. Thing's been sitting in your garage for 6 months. You haven't fished. That thing's been soaking in all those smells. It smells like you're throwing out a dirty cigarette, right?
Yeah.
But now you go ahead.
I want to welcome Dots Attack from Twitch. Welcome, dude. Thanks for coming over to YouTube. We're talking about fish scents and how they affect your fishing. It's pretty incredible. There's 3 different kinds: attractants, neutrals, and deterrents. And we're on attractants.
Positives, yeah. So just think about that though. Your iron's been sitting in your garage, smells like a dirty cigarette. You've been touching it. You've been dreaming about this day fishing. You're casting that thing out there. The fish are like, oh, what is that foul thing? But once you've caught that fish, you've masked that smell by touching it with another smell. So
yeah,
he mentions that maybe it's not the smell of the fish, it's you're masking what was on that line or what was on that lure. So that's what causes that roller coaster of 1, 2, 3. All of a sudden I'm reeling in fish after the first one. So to me, that's a mind blowing.
That makes sense. That's perfect. So here's what I would recommend, guys. For us that we're doing catch and release for spotties, do not rub the fish. Do not rub your line on the fish. That's just if it happens to get on your hands because of the way you're naturally handling them, then release them or whatever, right? Because the fish need that slime. Okay. Now, if it's a keeper, shoot, rub away. I don't see a problem with it. Like if you catch a big halibut, you're gonna keep it. Get some of that hali slime on your line, lube it up.
There's pretty much no way to, even especially when we're like measuring these fish, there's pretty much no way not to get that on you. You're right though. We want to try to preserve the slime on the fish. We want to take care of them as best, because that slime is their protection against all kinds of disease.
Right, but if you're keeping that guy's toast already, that guy's gone, long gone.
Yeah, everybody on the boat's now going to be over there rubbing that fish, rubbing it on the lure.
Starting a trend. That's so funny.
So, like I said, I think the theory maybe not so much that they like that smell, but it's masking what was on there, so it no longer smells like your garage.
Real Dreamer, that's going to be a great question. I think we're gonna get onto it in a second. What about Berkeley Gulp Juice?
We're gonna get it. Yeah, we haven't even got to the product yet.
We haven't even got to the good stuff yet, guys.
Oh my gosh, we're 8:20. I'm
keep
sorry,
going,
guys. This is an interesting subject. So, okay. One thing that he did notice, though, okay, we're talking about fish slime. Okay, so let's say you catch a barracuda, right? Those things are slimy, slime sticks we call them, right? You get that scent on you. Guess what? You're getting that on your line. You're getting that on your lure after you cast it out, after you release that barracuda or kept it. What do you think would happen? That's a predatory fish, right? If a mac smells your lure or another fish that is a predator too. He found that if you get a predatory fish like a barracuda, a bass, something that's a predatory, you're not going to catch the fish that it preys upon because they know that scent and they know danger. So a fish can smell another fish underwater. So
like the salmon, the bear.
exactly.
That's
So
cool.
it's not always a positive when you get fish slime. It can be a negative. If you're going after a specific species and you catch that fish's enemy, rival, predator, whatever you want to call it, that scent on your lure could deter the fish you're actually targeting. So it goes both ways. It mass sell and it also adds a negative scent that fish slime.
So if I wanted to catch halibut, I would first go catch I would have
mac.
bait fish. I'd rub a mac all over my line and my lure and have a mac as bait, mask all that human scent off of there, all that sunscreen, and slay out.
It would be an easy way to deter that, to figure that out. If you caught a barracuda and you rubbed that on your sabiki and you threw that in, would the mac still bite it? You know, that'd be an instant way if we wanted to do our own science project, because that would obviously be a predator. Yeah. And would the mac stay away from it? But that was interesting to me too. So fish can smell other fish, and some fish he found just even if they're not a predator, don't like the smell of other fish. Like a I don't. He doesn't mention which fish don't like which.
Probably opali.
He mentions one about muskies and some kind of northern fish that we don't fish. That muskies don't like this, or these muskies don't like this. So if you catch that fish and you want to catch a muskie, you got to change lures because they won't bite it after they smell that. Not because they just don't like the smell of it.
Yeah, Saltwater Slayer says if you use a sea lion scent, get ready not to catch anything. I know he's joking. But I'm thinking about it now in a practical way. When we go fish a bait barge first and then go fish other parts, that's probably negatively affecting maybe. If like
See, I love this subject, Roman, because all these new thoughts came into my head and I could see they're all coming into your head.
Good night, Saltwater Slayer. Thanks for hanging out, dude.
Sorry I went so long, man, but good night.
Come back for the replay so you can see the stuff you should put on your lures.
There you go. So maybe like a Spotty that smells of Garibaldi, because I know they don't mess with them, and they're like, oh, that fish stinks. I'm not going anywhere near those things. Yeah. So we don't know which fish scents they like, but some of them don't. Okay. Another thing that they do like is natural baits: frogs, crawdads, worms, leeches, maggots, all that kind of natural stuff they find in their everyday common water. They like that. That's pretty easy. Okay, so those are some of the positives. Now I'm going to tell you another story. I hope this isn't going too long, guys. I'm sorry. I hope you're still staying interested in this. Okay, a story. This is kind of we've already kind of gone over this.
So
share the story. Okay, so this guy, Paul, who's on a charter boat, the guy is fishing, right? And he's catching all the fish. And we've already talked about, maybe his hands or something like that. And this is when he was coming up with this theory of what you're touching is affecting your fishing. And there's the certain guys are, you go on these cattle boats, and sometimes the same guys are catching all the fish, right? You're fishing the same everything, hook, line, and these guys are probably experienced, but you're just like, what the heck are they doing? And he found that the guys that are handling the bait, your captain always tells you, change out your baits, change out your baits, change out your baits. The guys that are handling their baits, the guys that are making cut bait, the guys that are handling, the fish mainly, those are the guys that are catching the fish. He observed this, and he fished for 2 hours, caught 0 fish. He watched guys pulling in fish constantly. And basically he's just like, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to watch these guys. They were grabbing fresh baits, getting that stink on their line. They were cutting bait, getting that on their line, casting out, catching fish. After he changed the way he was fishing and started doing what they were doing, within 20 minutes, he had caught a fish. Dude. And within 2 hours, he had caught so many fish that he just gave up because his body was giving up. He was catching big game fish.
They banned him from the boat. It's like, get out of here, you witch. He kept up. Your witchcraft.
But he observed these guys doing that.
God dang demon.
And I think, because every time I've been on a cattle boat, the captain's always like, change your baits, keep them alive, keep them going.
Yeah,
and the guys that are listening are doing that, are handling the baits, and getting that on their line.
So that's like self-fulfilling prophecy, though. Like, the captain's trying to be like, he wants to maximize your wiggle on your liveliness of your bait, but he probably doesn't realize that the side effect is this, that you're actually masking all the human scent off your stuff. and all the smoke that the deckhand put on your stuff as he was hosing down the deck, smoking past your gear, or the guy with the vape stuff probably gets on there too, right?
Yeah.
So anyway,
if you're vaping, that's a big no-no, I assume.
I'm super excited to do a MMFC charter. Man, with these tips, we're gonna be slaying. Let's go slay.
Hands in the chum.
We're gonna get into a chum fight. Just chucking chum at each other. Be like, don't worry, you're gonna get more fish. Whack, whack. So
okay. Chucking. So he's recommending to do that, and that gets the L serene off your hands. That scent we're talking about that a human gives, and he ended up doing like the first 10 feet of his line, getting that slime, getting that stink, because he said about 10 feet of your line will get rid of that. Okay, here's a weird one. So it's a positive that fish like that is, it's so weird to me because this is not like a product you find in the ocean. Is milk and cheese.
Oh, what? Me too. I love milk and cheese.
So milk and cheese, that's a positive attractant. I'm gonna have to speed it up because I got a lot to go here. Okay, here's a big one. Human saliva is a positive.
What?
I mean, how many times every knot we tie, right? Human saliva. And what he thinks is it's a mask. It's not that they're attracted to your saliva. It's that you're masking whatever scent is on there. So if you got brand new fishing line or this or that, you've got something on there, that saliva will stick to that line and mask whatever scent is on there. That's his theory for that. I know. It's crazy. I'm going to have to cut it a little short, Roman, because we're going super long.
No. If you have time.
I have time. I don't want to go 2 hours.
Just do it. If you guys got to take off, you can take off. It's fine. If you're willing to do it, Brian, just do it so we have it all in one take. And then they can come back and watch the replay. If you guys got to go, I understand. I know it's getting late. But I'm just going to ask Brian to keep going. That way it's all on one take. And if you need to come back and watch the replay, you don't have to worry about figuring out which video to watch next. So it's all here on this very video. Okay.
So
Coach is like, please.
Paul Johnson, to me, is a great authority. That's why I chose him over a lot of YouTube videos and information I got from that, because this guy put in the work. I mean, like I said, he actually got hired by Berkeley with this information compiled to help them make that scent that we all know. And he's a legit dude, so that's where I got it all. Okay, so I'm going to break down my conclusion to all this. My conclusion is, with scent, any positive we put on there, I think, is it no matter what it is, if it's sardine, if it's whatever scent you choose, garlic, whatever, it's not so much that scent you're putting on there. I think it's masking what they don't like more than anything. And this is just my personal conclusion from everything I've read, is that the oils, all that stuff that you get from the fish mask the deterrents, the negatives. They no longer are coming up to that. Maybe they don't like garlic, but they're not smelling that gasoline. They're not smelling that oil. It's a positive smell, not one of those negative smells. So that's what I'm getting from this. I do have a lot more, but I have a lot over here I want to talk about too, so I want to move faster. This is what I'm going to say. Keep your hands clean. Saliva is definitely a good masking. So every time you go out there, make sure you spit on your junk before you throw it in the water.
Nice.
All right, let's move on.
Nice. And if you're gonna be doing a lot more spitting on your stuff, make sure you I don't know how to say this in a nice way, but like don't put the thing in your mouth. And
no,
I have a tendency of doing that.
That was a joke.
Spit on it. That way you're not bringing the bay into your mouth.
Don't spit on it. It was a joke. It was bad, horrible.
I mean, like even for like when you moisten your knots, I usually dunk it in the water and then do that before I tension up my knot. But anyway.
Right.
Victor, welcome to the show. Glad you're here. There's always a replay. We went over a ton of cool stuff already, but we're gonna do a few more things. So hang in there. And I remembered what I was gonna ask you guys. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, please do hit the subscribe button because we're trying to get this channel up to 1,000 subscribers. It'll unlock a bunch of cool stuff like monetization and super chat, so Cal can be happy. We're at 376 subscribers on this channel. Do me a favor, if you're here and you're watching, you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. All right, gonna carry on.
All right, Roman. So I'm a sucker, right? Look at all my scents. Can you see those? Are those on film? Are those on camera?
Was Victor the one who asked about Spotify?
I don't know. It was Baja Dude 96.
Victor, are you Baja Dude 96? We covered that. We went over that. I'm going to look into it because I don't think Spotify allows anybody to put a video podcast up there yet. Also, there's expenses associated with it, which I'm not sure I can cover yet. Okay? That's the gist of it. Do go back to the beginning of the show and watch a replay, and you'll get the full explanation why. Okay? But yeah, I'm looking into it, and if it's feasible, we'll do it. Dang!
That's right. Okay, it's Roman, so you can see I'm a sucker for scent, right? How many guys own this much scent? This is ridiculous in my eyes.
I'm going to do full screen for a second.
Just a second. Take us back a split once. Okay, so guys, here's a lot of scents on the market. One thing they all have in common is they use that positive he liked, which is like a fish extract, some kind of oil. They all have that. Everyone you look at has some kind of sticky oil. And like I said, I think no matter which one of these you choose, I don't have one that I'm going to say, okay, hot sauce.
Hey, Brian.
Like, that's the bomb. Yeah.
Do you need a bio break?
I do not. Do you?
I do. I'm going to put you in full screen for a second. I'll be right back.
Gotcha.
Okay, ready.
So out of all these different scents I have here, there's like none of them that have like, I would say, like every time I throw it, it gets a fish. I think what these things are made for is masking that negative scent. And I did not think this before I did this 4 days of research. I had a total different idea of what went into scent. Now I'm thinking it's just a masking product. Advantages to some of these over others is the way that you applicate these things. For me, these spray ones, especially this Bang, is a killer scent for the A-Rig only because it's easy. If you try to scent your A-Rig and you're scenting every single little bait with the tip of the scent, that takes forever, gets all over. So for the A-Rig, I recommend this aerosol one Bang just for the ease of it. Not saying it's the best scent, but it's masking that negative scent and it's easy to apply. Everybody buys this one. This is probably the most common scent on the market, which is Procure. They make one specifically for calico. They make a sardine one. I think those are great because they stick to the product very well. It's like a gel. It's like a thin gel. And to applicate those, super easy. If you haven't ever used scent, you just take your swim bait or whatever you're fishing, you apply a little, and I just use the tip of the scent to rub that on, get that all over the bait, throw it in. That's good for about 15, 20 casts. I think that's what they recommend on these. So you don't have to apply that every time. And like I said, I think that is just masking. When you first buy this thing, it smells like rubber, right? And obviously the fish are not attracted to that rubber smell. So you're masking that brand new rubber smell from that. This one right here is also a spray. This is the one they sell at Walmart. This is pretty popular. Spray it on. I'm going to go over a few ways to put on scent. So you can always carry a toothbrush, Roman. You carry your toothbrush on your kayak. This is a pretty easy way throughout the day to put on scent. You just here's my new favorite scent, by the way, Roman. I think this might be the premiere of this. This is fish frosting. Have you heard of this?
Oh, nice.
It's a brand new
Muto
local
in the house.
fisherman. Yeah, Muto gave me 2 samples of this. This is, if you guys have been wondering what Muto sauce looks like, here it is. It's like in a legit bottle with a label, description. It's actually pretty cool. Good job, Muto. I'm liking it. So Muto gave me this, and sometimes what I'll do with my fish scent, if you carry a toothbrush, you don't have to, but
a good
you
idea.
you just stick a little bit of your scent on there, right? And that'll stay on there all day. Just keep that in a little Ziploc baggie, and every time you want to put your scent on, you just wipe it on. Boom, you're done. Put that away. Go and do it again.
Yeah,
middle of the day if you want to.
Ah, gross. Gross. Oh, it's disgusting. Oh, damn, dude. Oh.
So what did you put in that? You told me that was all
biodegradable.
Biodegradable. Human food consumption.
Well, I like the toothbrush idea.
Oh, it's.
Oh.
I don't know why I did that. Okay, let's move on. So toothbrush. Okay.
Oh my
thing.
God.
What do you do with your steak the night before? The night before you cook it. What do you do with it, Roman?
Marinate that bad boy.
All right. So me and Roman learned something a couple weeks ago about Z-Man, is that they hold scent. This elastic. What do they call this rubber? The
Elastec.
Elastic.
Hey, go ahead and adjust your camera because we already saw the sense. Well, let's make you. There we
Gotcha.
go. Cool.
So let me get all this off here. So the elastics, this Z-Man specifically will hold scent. So a good way to apply this is the night before, get yourself a Ziploc bag, put your Z-Man in there, take your Procure, just put a couple drops in there. It doesn't have to be a lot, just a couple drops like that, and then smear that on your Z-Man. Get maybe 2 or 3 of those in there, seal that up, and that thing will suck, that bait, especially Z-Man, will suck that scent in, and that thing will be good for almost all day. Versus if you're just applying it on the exterior of it, you may get 15 casts out of it. But if you let that Procure soak in that guy, I just learned that about that elastic. I think I sent you the link to them, but yeah, it holds in that. Okay, something interesting, now that you're back, I wanted to share this with you. Remember I told you that milk is a positive? I don't know if I should share. I don't know if I should share this because a fisherman told me this, and it was like he told me. I'm like, whatever, that can't be true. He told me, I may have already showed this show, and I hope he's not watching because he's like, damn, Brian sharing all the secrets.
Was that in that book though?
No, this is not. But he did talk about milk and dairy products, and this fisherman to me swears to the day. I hope he's not watching. That he uses 1 cent and it's free. He gets it anywhere, anytime. It's not free, but they give it away. And that, I think I talked about this, which is buttermilk ranch from Jack in the Box or Wendy's or something like that. You put in your nuggets. And the guy swears to me that this is the only scent he uses, and he dips it and he gets bit all the time. So this is like I don't know. After hearing that milk, that Fisher attracted to milk in that guy's study, I'm like, what the heck, really? I can barely talk. Thanks, Muto.
It makes sense. That's got milk. What you need to do is you need to shotgun that ranch to get that taste out of your mouth.
Oh, God. Squid. There's definitely squid. Muto's definitely using squid in that. Ugh. Okay, the last way to apply it, I mean, if you get these Z-Mans or those other baits, they have that slit down them. That's a great way to put them. The last way, I don't do this. I don't recommend this. I'm not really into this. I know that HTX Polestar uses one of these. You know, this is like something that you stick into your barbecue.
I want that.
You want this? So you can use this in your swim baits to apply scent in them, and it'll actually hold scent for much longer. So you take your swim bait, you take this. First of all, you unscrew this. You put your favorite scent in this tube, right? And then this thing's loaded. It's like a hypodermic needle. And then you go into the back of your bait, under where the hook would be. That scent is killing me. Can't wait to get some mouthwash. Okay.
Do you want to go brush your teeth real quick?
Basically, you inject this. Now you see it squeezing out?
Yeah.
You just inject it all the way in there. And now it'll release as you're reeling that in. It like holds.
Or when the fish bites it, it's all like a.
Oh, like that gum. You remember that gum, that like jelly? That gum? When we were kids, you bite that gum and there's like that. Yeah, it's like that. So, only reason I don't like this thing on my boat. I mean, it's like a.
Oh yeah.
I just see it going right in my eye. You know, I don't know why. But that's a way to inject your scent. So, don't ever taste Muto's scent. Okay, so. And then there's baits that come pre-scented. I think I've spent enough time on applying scent. If you apply scent, apply it on there every 15, 20 casts. You don't have to do it every single time. I think I've covered scent enough. I think we've gone over it enough, right?
Very good.
So any other questions about scent, let me know. I hope I covered it all. Let's end this thing. I'm going to go into my movie review. And if you're not familiar with the show, every week I do a movie review. I've lost my voice, Roman.
I'm going to do the preview as you get ready for the movie review. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Bait Fishing with Roman and Brian. Brian did an awesome job in doing this research. Maybe he'll give us that book one more time before he goes.
Yeah,
but now it's time for
my movie review.
For Brian's movie review. If you haven't already, please do like the video. And if you're new here, welcome. Come check out. Make sure you subscribe so you're back here on Monday for Fishy Hour with Roman, where we do fishing reports. So here we go.
Honestly, I gotta get going because that taste is in my mouth is driving me nuts.
All right, go.
I can't talk. Okay.
Do you want to go brush your teeth real quick?
Huh? Oh yeah, let me switch my screen.
Okay, there we go. It's so funny.
It's not funny. It's terrible. That stuff's potent.
And
okay, movie review time. So me and Roman both like 80s and 90s movies. I particularly like comedies. This movie is a comedy. classic. I know you've seen this. Anybody that golfs, basically every time you go golfing, you quote lines from this movie. It's a hilarious movie from, I think, the early 80s. It has Rodney Dangerfield in it, Bill Murray. It's got Chevy Chase, a whole group of comedians that we all like. That is Caddyshack.
Angle it down.
Shack. There it is. Caddyshack. Have you seen Caddyshack, Roman?
I haven't.
Oh my gosh.
I'll watch it.
So, have you ever golfed in your life?
Like twice.
Okay, well, even if you don't golf, this is a classic movie. There's so many one-liners that come out of this. Roman, you got to see this. This is one that I'm highly recommending as a comedy. I'm sure you'll know the lines when you hear these in this. This is a classic movie. I'm giving this 4 out of 5 max. It's that good. It's classic. And this is another 80s movie that is funny. Kind of the first time you see it, you're like, oh, it's pretty good. But then it grows on you. It's got all this weird music on it. It's a comedy. It came out, I think, in 89. And that's Raising Arizona.
Yeah, I haven't seen Caddyshack, guys. I have to watch it. Raising Arizona, I don't think I've seen that one either. Oh
my gosh.
Angle it forward. Pull the front, pull the bottom back, and the front and the top forward.
There we go. Do we even need to see it?
That's fine. There it is.
Raising Arizona. So Raising Arizona, Nicolas Cage. Oh man, classic comedy room. And you haven't seen this yet either?
No, I haven't.
Oh man, it's a good one. It's about a guy that him and his wife, I guess, can't have a baby, so basically they steal a baby from a rich person.
Oh,
and I know it sounds terrible, but the rich person has like 6 babies or something like that, and they take one thinking they won't miss one of them, and it's like a race across the country to keep this baby.
Oh man,
and it's hilarious. So Raising Arizona, another 4 out of 5. That's a good one. Ah, that taste. Muto, what's in that? Am I gonna die? I like that movie, Raising Arizona. Definitely make sure you go out and see that.
Well, at least you know how much to put on your bait. If you put that little bit on your, it's looked like a lot, but if you put that on your lure, you know your lure is going to continue to work for a while.
That's right.
Just keep it. Don't wash it out. Just let us know how long it lasts.
You want to really see how long it's going to last?
No, I'm kidding. Go brush your teeth ASAP.
Do you have Muto sauce?
I do.
You want to try tasting it?
Nope.
Okay. Muto, I like your sauce. It doesn't taste very good, but I think it's going to be a fish attractant. I'm proud of you for coming up with this.
Yeah,
just for you, cool. Muto. Well, first I'm going to say this. It's Spotty Bowl, right? So what do we do for Spotty Bowl?
Do not.
What do we do for Spotty Bowl, Muto?
We shotgun a buble.
Forget the buble. We're going full Muto sauce. Muto, I'm going to get out there. I'm going to snag some grass. I'm going to catch some bass. I'll be fishing Spotty Bowl. I'll be using Muto's secret fish frosting. And here we go.
Oh. I forgot the music. Woo! Taking us out. Oh my God. Wow. Brian likes to fish on Instagram. Go follow him. He's also the co-host of Bait Fishing with Roman and Brian here every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time as he shotguns a bublier. Clear it out. Get it done. Oh, woo.
I'll be catching some fish this weekend.
Yeah, I hope Brian catches all the fish just because of that. It's gonna be.
It's like, what's that smell?
I know it's gonna be permeating through his body, so he'll have Muto's fish scent frosting coming out of his fingertips. Very nice. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I know it's an extra long one. If you missed it, it's definitely one worth going back and rewatching. Zach, I saw you come here at the very last moment. No worries, dude. Glad you're here. I'm glad you're home safe. Go watch the replay, dude. It's a good episode. You're gonna learn a lot. Why is my music so loud? You're gonna learn a bunch. Good stuff. All right, guys. Once again, Hyder says, "Go kiss your wife right now." Oh man, that was fun. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the show one more time. And again, if you haven't liked the show already, please do give it a like. And if you're new to this channel, give it a subscribe so you won't miss out on the future episodes. Good times. Again, Spotty Bowl is on for this weekend. choose between Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. It's the beginning of the second half season, so good luck, everybody. Get out there and catch fish. Try your best, and most importantly, have fun. Okay? Don't take it too serious. I mean, serious, but remember to have fun. Okay? Don't get angry about the fight or whatever. Just have fun. Okay? I'll see you guys on Monday, and I'll be streaming on Romanimal on YouTube. My fishing, my games, my Warzone later tonight and probably tomorrow too. Okay? So have a good night. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
Let's go throw up.
All right, there it is. Damn.